The Sprigs stamp is new and I love it. And I want to show you a really easy craft. So follow along. If you need this stamp, visit thepaintedphotographer.com and I'll deliver it right to your front door. I'm Connie from The Painted Photographer, and thanks for watching. I started out giving these scrap pieces of wood a coat of tarnished pearl. Tarnished pearl is a white, but it has a silvery gray look to it. So I wanted the coat to be smooth, so I did 2 coats. And I put the paint on there, but then I took my brush and I went all one way with my brush to smooth out that paint as well as I could and make it nice and flat. So I take my brush and go all the same way, making it as flat as possible. So I have these boards that are all cut the same size. These happen to be 6 inches by 8 inches. So just rectangular boards. These were scrap pieces of wood. I have 5 of them. So I was thinking that this could be a display, the 4 of them. You're gonna display them like this when they're all finished. And then of course I had an extra one, so why not? So what I'm going to be doing is using the new Sprigs IOD stamp, which this is an amazing stamp. I absolutely love it. It is so cottage-core right now. And the new grass ink is a green ink that shows up so well on here. What I don't want is I don't want the stamp to go to the bottom of the board. So we're gonna fix that with some painter's tape. So here's this one that I put on my thin mount. Now I'm going to take a piece of painter's tape and I'm gonna figure out where I want to put it. So I want this. So I'm gonna just put it right under the stem. So I'm gonna cut that stamp off right there. Now I'm gonna take my new grass ink pad. I inked it up with new grass. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the ink on it. We'll do it right here so you can see. You're just gonna go in a downward motion, trying not to get any excess on anything. You're going to get excess on the painter's tape. You wanna make sure that you wipe that off because that will transfer to your board. Now you're gonna flip it over, position it where you want. Make sure you don't shift. These boards are painted with tarnished pearl. There is no sealer on them. It's just dry paint, which is the best for inking. You want to make sure that the ink has something to grab onto and not shift. After you're finished, pull it up. You have the most awesome botanical print ever. We'll do another one. To care for your stamp after you're done using it, you're gonna wash them with soap and water. But in the meantime, take a baby wipe and get a lot of that fresh ink off of there. It'll save you a lot of cleanup time. Just go ahead and wipe that off or stamp it on a new piece of chipboard, newspaper. Just get most of that fresh ink off and it'll save a ton of cleanup time. I gave them all a quick sanding on the edges with my electric sander. Next, we had to seal them. So I used the clear DIY wax, which is like butter. This wax goes on really, really well. And it brings that, what we thought were a white, it brings that to that pearly gray. And I absolutely love this color. It is so classy. So on with the white wax. You can see the difference right here. On with the white wax onto all the boards. And then we're going to age them up. After you have the clear wax on them, you can use the dark wax because it is like a barrier in between the wood and the dark wax. So it's not going to absorb totally into the board, so you still have the ability to move it around. So I just put that dark wax on the edges of the boards and then around the edges on the top, getting anywhere where there was that raw wood covered in that dark wax. So after I got them all edged up and give them a nice age, I took a piece of paper toweling and I wiped off the top of the board, getting rid of some of that excess wax and just giving it a nice aged look. Then I also took the paper towel and I went around the edges and I did the back sides too, which I didn't show you. There's one aged and one not. There you have it, Botanical Prints, made with the Sprigs Stamp. If you need these products, please visit thepaintingphotographer.com and I'll deliver them right to your front door. If you're local, I sell my stuff at Foreman's Farm Home in Medford, Wisconsin. Using that Sprigs Stamp is so easy. You get a botanical stamp in a short amount of time. If anyone's ever told you that you can't live without a stamp, this would be the one. So make sure you head on over and pick it up. If you would like any of my home decor products, you can visit me at thepaintingphotographerhomedecor.com. And until next time, happy painting.